Do you think you're ready for finals, Paul?
Ready enough. You?
I think so, though I think the assembly language class I have, I'm going to have to retake.
Bummer. Yet you'd rather come here to the Satellite Student Union to play Metal Slug 2 rather than study?
Yeah, I'm going to cut my losses.
Okay, I ain't your papa.
Besides, maybe playing this game will give us content to discuss someday if we ever start a show.
What are you talking about? Like something for MySpace?
No, like episode 322 of the Retro Rewind podcast.
Mission 1, start!
Retro systems online. Reflux capacitor fluxing. Scanning room space-time for Metal Slug 2, 1998. Rewinding in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome, Rewinders and new listeners, to the Retro Rewind podcast, where we take a fresh look at movies and games from 15 or more years ago. I'm your captain of the pod, Francisco Ruiz, and I'm joined by your XO and mine, Paul, the metalhead, PaulJPowers.com Powers.
Mega high!
Mega low? I don't know. Is that a Power Rangers reference? The Mega High?
No, it's Mega Man. It's from Captain N, the Game Master. It's the intro, the theme song. Mega Man pops up and he says, Mega High! I
swear I ask you that every time and I always forget. But thank you for re-educating me, Paul. Also, for this discussion of the game, which is a patron pick of Q, which thank you so much. He wasn't able to make it this time, but thank you for picking this game.
He's out pestering Picard right now.
Oh my gosh. But in his stead, we are glad to have variety streamer and content creator Aki. Hey, Aki.
Hello.
Welcome back.
I'm Aki.
Yes, welcome back indeed.
Good to be back.
Yay. And in addition, we are glad to also have back aboard our administration officer of the pod, Ashley Ruiz. Hey, Ashley.
Aloha all.
Hola. Or aloha. I'm not sure.
Todos.
Oh my God.
Porque no las dos.
And now that you have a quick flyby of who we are, Paul, can you give us a quick overview of the production specs for Metal Slug 2?
Sure thing. Mega Man X2.
No.
What?
Metal Slug 2.
Well, he's a metal man. Are you kidding me?
You were so wrong.
Brought to my attention yesterday.
It's the second one.
Yes, the second one. Not the sixth one, not Tactics, not all the other ones.
Battle Network.
Number 2.
X2.
Not X2. No, not X, not Metal Slug X, just Metal Slug 2.
All right. This patron pick, Metal Slug 2, was released 1998, sometime in that year on the Neo Geo MVS Arcade X, according to the notes, whatever that means.
I think it's like the board or something, but yeah, the arcade cabinet.
Or it's a typo. We don't know. It runs an hour and average to beat. It's rated T for teens and is designed by Meher.
Yeah, I don't know what this is all from Wikipedia, so take it with a grain of salt.
Meher.
Meher, yes.
All right, it was programmed by Kenji Ando, Shinichi Hamada, and Hirokun. No last name, you are Hirokun. Or maybe that is your last name.
Almost sounds like a hurricane.
Yes. It does, yeah.
Hirokun fire. Okay, with artists Akio Oyabu and Cannon and Fukunishi. And the music was composed by Takushi Hayamuda.
You did a pretty good job there, Paul. Well done.
I'm getting
some
better.
difficult names.
Oh my gosh.
Are you ready for the box office trivia?
I mean, I doubt there's a box office for this, but yes, I am ready. Aki and Ashley, are you ready?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Great. And anyone in chat is welcome to join as well. Go for it, Paul.
Okay, the budget and earnings for Metal Slug 2 cannot be substantiated since precise records were not kept after Mad Dog Tannen shot a newspaper editor who printed an unfavorable story about him in 1884. That's why we can't find anything.
Aw, darn.
But Given this fact, this game has been reviewed by others and given a rating. So, out of 100%, what rating did Metal Slug 2 receive from GameSpot?
Huh, interesting. Okay. So, I'm sorry, out of how many? 5, 10? 100%. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Ashley, what percentage do you guess?
I'm feeling lucky. Let's go with 86.
86. All right. How about you, Aki? How many do you think?
I'll give it 78.
78. All right. Then in chat, we have Bobo guesses 83. And I think that's all I'm seeing, I believe. Yes. So, and then for me, I'm going to guess. Oh, and B. Greer guesses 70. All right. I'm going to guess, I'm going to be a little bit more
Conservative? Cheating?
Well, no, I'm just going to go with my birthday, 81.
We'll go with. I got a couple guesses on my side.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Polluted with 72 and Dead Kev with 92.
92.
All right.
Generous.
All right. Well, Paul,
All right.
What's it end up being?
So, according to Wikipedia, which you could change right now before I read this if you're fast enough, GameSpot rated Metal Slug 2 an 82%.
Oh, okay. So
we
I
have
think
a tie.
Oh yeah, who guessed 83? Me and Bobo are tied. Yes. So
okay.
So you can share the winnings on that. Congrats
Nice.
to you both.
I guess I'll share with Bobo.
I was so close.
You were very close.
Boo. This is what happens when you bet on yourself.
Oh, you went with your age too. I just realized
it a little bit.
I mean, I usually go with if I'm feeling optimistic about something, I go with the year that I was born. If I'm feeling pessimistic, I usually go with my age.
Yes, you were very close, K-Man. I think you guessed 80, I think it was. But yeah, well.
A lot of good guesses.
Yes. And thank you for those factoids, Paul. And let's see if any of them factor into our memory mind meld or subsequent roundtable discussion, which we'll get into once Alice has located our target game.
Alert. Target located. Spoilers incoming. Establishing analysis vector.
All right. And we do not have an official TV spot, so we're just going to go right into our memory mind meld synopsis for Metal Slug 2. Not Mega Man X2, not Metal Slug Tactics.
Made of metal. There's a 2. There's X.
Such a good game also.
Yeah.
You know what else is partially metal and partly real? Silverhawks. Anyway,
they need
a
better songwriter.
Wings of silver, nerves of... Okay, let's not get into it. Francisco, focus, bring it back. What we remember about Metal Slug 2 is, for the story, we are part of the Delta SEAL mercenary force fighting Arab Nazis that teamed up with invading aliens. Or was that a different Metal Slug? Game,
that sounds right.
For the game mechanics, we remembered arcade-style shoot-'em-up side-scroller with jump, shoot, and upgrade weapons. No, this isn't a Contra ripoff. Not at all. Huh? And in terms of multiplayer, if you are able, you can have up to 4 players simultaneously. Paul and me playing this together in the Satellite Student Union and maybe getting to the train stage one time. Yeah, that sounds about right. But based on those,
getting there several times because I enjoyed eating all the food and getting fat.
Oh, that's right. Yes. All right. Well, based on those memories, as flawed as they, I mean, I don't remember weapon upgrades per se. I guess you mean like the different abilities, but
Heavy machine gun.
yeah, I don't consider that an upgrade though, because
That
you can't
is
like
an upgrade,
It
sir.
is an upgrade.
yeah, but you don't like upgrade it several times in a row, like heavy machine gun 1, heavy machine
Heavy
gun 2.
machine gun.
Just playing it multiple times. Does that count?
Still better than your base gun. Jeez.
When you pick up a second heavy machine gun, technically it just gives you more ammo for the first
Right.
heavy machine gun.
Exactly. So that's why I fine. You know what? Apparently my memories are flawed, or you could say they were decepted. But based on those memories, as flawed as they were, what rating did they lead you to predict for this game before you played it, either for the first time or replayed it? And why don't you, before you give us your rating, tell us when the first time you played this game was. Let's start with Aki this time. What was your first?
Fun.
Yeah.
So my first playthrough of Metal Gear Slug 2 was today.
Really?
Okay. Preparing for this podcast. Yes. So I actually played Metal Gear Slug 3 back in the day.
So you keep saying Metal Gear Slug? I think you mean Metal Slug.
I keep injecting it. It's because I have Metal Gear literally right here sitting beside me. So I'm like, I keep accidentally injecting it. So Metal Slug 3 was the one I had originally played back in the day. And I have fond memories of that game. Absolutely fantastic. I thought this one was going to be, I would have put it, 85, 90 probably before playing it today. And then I played it today, and it's got some rough patches. That train section you were talking about specifically, that one I got there.
So we'll get into that stuff here in a second.
Yeah.
But that was your first time playing today. And so what was your prediction though before you played it?
I was thinking probably like an 85, 86, probably.
In terms of classic, nostalgic, or tragic. So would that play?
Definitely nostalgic.
Nostalgic.
For sure.
85
Absolutely.
is a nostalgic.
Yeah.
B+. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Solid.
How about you, Ashley? First time you played it and your prediction?
Well, very similar to Aki. Today wasn't the first time I played it, but the first time I played it was probably with you about a few weeks ago. And then we played on your stream, and then we played again on April Fool's Day as a joke.
Yes.
But just based, even before I played the game, it just seemed like it was going to be nostalgic, just based on the hype that people have for it, and it's regarded generally fairly well. So nostalgic for me. Awesome.
Did you know that it got 80, 81, 82 on Game Informer?
No idea, because this wouldn't have been a type of game that I would have played. I didn't frequent arcades in 1998. That was the year I turned 12.
That sounds like the perfect time to frequent arcades.
I was going to say, no. I was in 1998. I was playing Pokemon on my Game Boy Pocket.
I mean, that's solid. Solid.
That was the only game I was probably playing in 1998 because Roller Coaster Tycoon hadn't been released yet.
Nice. All right, let's go to Paul. When did you first play this, and what was your prediction?
I played this in the arcades, enjoyed it then, and I played it a couple times throughout the years in different ports since then. Not much, but I predicted this would be a classic. It's been a few years since I played it, and I was hoping it would hold up, so I predicted classic.
Awesome. And similar to Paul, the first time I remember playing this was in the Cal State Northridge Satellite State Union. They had a couple arcades, and this was one of them. And I remember playing with Paul. Or I don't know if we played for the first time I ever played it, or I played it on my own. But that's when I first remember it. And I've always enjoyed this game. I got a version of it when it came out in Humble Bundle not too long ago. So I predicted classic. And fun fact, this was technically the first game I ever streamed when I started streaming. So,
wow,
back
that's
on the
neat,
YouTube
neat little trivia nugget.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah,
okay,
classic.
now cue the music and that star thing.
Wow,
that's right.
Well, it'll be great to see if those predictions pan out. But now it's time to get into the things we liked most about Metal Slug 2. So Alice, cue that up for us.
Best bits.
All right, our best bits of Metal Slug 2. And let's start with Ashley. What's one thing you really liked about this game?
Oh man, where do I even start? Can I just say how much I really enjoyed the different vehicles in this game?
Oh, really? Okay.
I really adored the camel. I thought that was so cool that you had like this gun on this camel and it would just keep going and then it just stopped and started drinking water. That was really cool. I really liked the little Slugnoid and the flyer and the original, the SV001, the original Metal Slug. I looked it up. I wanted to know what it was called.
Yes.
But it was just cool seeing all these little just vehicles and how they were integrated into the levels. But my favorite is the camel. The camel takes the cake.
I do think that was pretty ingenious.
Directional, the firing. Yeah, that's a good
and
one.
it's on a camel and that camel's adorable.
Yeah.
pretty ingenious mounting your heavy machine gun or turret or whatever on a camel.
Yeah, why not make an animal, a beast of burden?
Exactly. Yes. Exactly.
Add it to your arsenal.
Machine gun, I don't know. It had like blue bullets, right? So it was almost like a laser cannon.
Okay, all the bullets in this were flashing colored orbs.
Yeah.
That is true.
Not that big. Yeah.
But it was definitely a colorful.
But okay, so that's some you liked with the vehicles, especially the camel.
Yep.
Aki, was the camel a highlight for you, or what was something that you liked about this game?
I like the camel. I like the weapon variety. I thought it was really fun to pick up a different weapon every time, especially like as you got into the later stages and you got some different weaponry. Like the first time I got the laser, I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
Right?
So, yeah.
But you like the laser?
Yeah, I like the laser a lot. I hated that I got hit so hard immediately after picking it up, but I really liked getting the laser because it was a neat little upgrade. I was like, it's so flashy. It's fun.
Was it an upgrade? I didn't see a notice like it didn't do like that much more damage than like a heavy machine gun or something.
It felt like it did, but I don't know.
I didn't like you. I didn't live long enough to really experience.
I had it for like 5.5 seconds. I was like, that's so cool. And now it's gone. Maybe it's just the short-livedness of the laser that made me appreciate it so much more.
Because you get that when those zombie things are falling from the roof, I believe. Okay, I'm just real quick. What is your favorite weapon from this? I think for me, it was the flamethrower.
Stealing it out of my mouth.
Flamethrower for you, Ashley?
Flamethrower. That sucker was so fun to watch on screen.
How about
I feel so traditional. I had the heavy machine gun, I think.
Heavy machine gun?
Yeah, that's what I picked.
Oh, okay.
Heavy machine gun.
Yeah, just because it fires like, keep those bullets coming.
Yeah. And nothing can touch me.
Yeah. It had the most staying power, didn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And like y'all
Probably
were saying,
because it's the one you got the most.
You said like if you refilled it, it actually replenished the bullets from your first upgrade. So it could hypothetically last a lot longer than any of those other weapons upgrades.
Yeah. Babo enjoys throwing flame on people. That's good.
Flamethrowers are valid.
Okay, so let's get to Aki. You like all the weapons upgrades, even though I don't consider them upgrades. I just consider them extra weapons. But don't have a machine gun me again, Paul.
Okay.
You didn't have a machine gun, you.
Paul, what's something you liked about Metal Slug 2?
This leads into my like. Well, I'll start off with my like. I enjoyed the unlimited lives that I had because I played this on the Steam version on the PC. I'm curious, like if this was an arcade, I definitely would not have made it as far because my quarters would have ran out. But I'm curious how what did you play this on?
Ooh,
I also played this on Steam.
Right. That's how me and Ashley played it as well, is the Steam version.
Okay, cool.
When I was playing it, I imagined every time I got to continue, I was like, oh, that's a quarter.
Yep.
That's a quarter.
I kept hoping like, all right, I hope this is not my last continue. So some games, they limited the number of continues you have. And so I really appreciated that this port did not do that.
Did you guys track how many continues it took? I assume we all beat the game. I think Aki, you even said you did.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
I'll share my number.
Too many.
I'll share my number because I have no shame.
What was your number?
The first time we played this, I had 33 continues.
That's how many I had.
Yeah,
exactly 33.
So if you figure, you get 3 lives per continue.
So that's 99
lives, and you spent. Technically speaking, if we were thinking of it in quarters, we spent like $21.75.
It was $31.
31? Oh my gosh, that makes it sound even worse.
Yeah.
31.
And the game is an hour to beat.
Something, yeah.
$21 for an hour of entertainment. That's not bad.
I beat it in about a half hour myself.
Well, okay, then I guess you're a commando, Paul.
Speedrunner.
Yeah, speedrunner. Yeah, Paul's a speedrunner.
I didn't stick around.
We did it in like an hour and 13 the first time, and then we got it down to 43 minutes. But, and then
maybe I didn't keep track well.
I went from 33 continues to like 22, so I did get better.
Oh, okay, you got better. Good job.
Yeah. Practice really. It's like you remember things after you die so many times at an embarrassing level. You just keep going and like, oh wait, let me do this instead.
Exactly. All right, so that leaves me something that it wasn't an upgrade, it wasn't a weapon, or it wasn't a vehicle, but it was something that I don't think I see in any other games really. And maybe you guys can correct me, but I just adored the different forms your body took. Like if in the mummy stage in level 2, if you got like the gas on you, you turned into a mummy, and you had different animations. You walked stiff and you jumped like a spring.
That's what transformations. That's what they're officially called on the wiki.
Yeah, and then the one where you eat too much and you become this blimpo guy. I just
that
thought,
was hilarious. I did like that.
It's so, and that's not something you have to add to a game like this, but it just adds so much flavor and so much character that I just really got a kick out of that. So that was my first like.
Yeah, it's definitely not a requirement in the game, but I think it makes it that much better.
Yeah. It's like another level of polish almost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's see, Aki, why don't you polish off another like, because that's a good transition.
Polish off another leg.
Well executed,
one way to
husband.
phrase it.
I was wondering what you pulled it off. Congrats.
Something I appreciate, games back in the day, it used to be big about collecting items, whether that was coins in Mario or different things in different games, right? So I appreciated like the variety of the items that you would collect, how it changed as you went through the game, right? It started off.
You were collecting POWs.
Well, you're collecting POWs, but you're also collecting like gems, for example, in the money level and stuff, and then in food, and that turns you into big old whatever. And did you notice that when you die and you're transformed like that, you pop like a balloon?
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But the variety of loot was really, really neat, and just kind of it gave each mission its own unique kind of personality.
Yeah,
which I thought was kind of cool.
Absolutely. One more thing about the blimpo form: your bullets and your rockets, all your projectiles are also fat, which is just another fun touch.
You might be
Ashley,
slower, but
yeah, exactly. Ashley, what was another fun touch for you in this game?
I loved that this game had just such a wide variety of characters, from your POWs to your main characters that you could play as, to the different enemies that you had. I thought it was a good representation of characters that you could choose from instead of just having like one token female. It was nice to have a mixed roster where if you wanted to be blonde or you wanted to be brunette, or if you wanted to be the guy with a really big chin, if you were having a moment like that, you could select different characters.
The Jay Leno.
Yeah, the Jay Leno with a gun. The Jay Leno running gun. But you just had so many different visualizations of all these different characters, from your main cast to your enemies. The POWs, they all looked the same, but it was cool that you had such a variety of characters throughout the game, from your enemies to your main cast. And it was just cool to see.
Yeah, absolutely. So the variety of enemies and all the characters. Paul, was the variety, I mean, it was a lot of the same thing throughout.
Of characters, goes into my next like, and that is the character designs.
Yeah.
The overall aesthetics, like even the levels, they were intricate. Even the levels, like playing it made me feel like I'm in an Indiana Jones type of game,
what a great comparison.
And
Yeah.
I like the cartoony feel of the characters, and
even with all the blood, it still feels cartoony.
Yeah,
makes me wish one of the characters would have had a whip. Now that you say that,
oh yeah, that would have been cool.
That's giving me Castlevania vibes.
There you go,
Simon Belmont.
Yes.
Sorry, anyway.
Continue, Paul.
Oh, that was.
That was it. Okay.
The design, what do you call the characters of design, the aestheticness of the game itself.
Yeah, absolutely. And that goes right into my next like before we get to classic makers, and that's all the little touches that they put in this game that were so delightful. Whether it's when you're going along and you stop firing, and even though it's so easy to just want to like keep pressing the fire button to just keep shooting, but when you do stop, they'll like empty the clip out of their gun and put a new one in. They'll do that. I like that I think it's the last stage where it's cold, there'll be breath.
Yeah.
You'll see their breath in the cold.
Or they'll even like rub themselves a little bit.
Yeah. Yes. Or if they're over a cliff, they'll do like or their eyes will get big. It's just all these little touches, even to have fun like ending boss deaths with like that one guy that falls in the orca mouth and I mean, and that's to say nothing of all the like huge like bosses that are way over the top in a very fun and interesting way. But so just all these touches, these little touches that were just so delightful to experience in the game. So that's my last like. Now let's get to our classic makers for Metal Slug 2, the things we love the most. Ashley, I'm going to start with you. What is it?
Well, funny you should mention all of those details and the level of detail given throughout the game, because that was actually my classic maker.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I just loved the intricacy in the details, from talking about when characters are idling, catching their breath, when you finally beat the boss, the characters that I played as, they jumped up and down and they were super excited. Yeah. I really even enjoyed like how they died. Their death animations were hilarious. You could get electrocuted, you could explode,
you could catch on fire.
You could catch on fire. Like just all of these little details are just so fun.
Yeah.
When you're a mummy and you slink down, you're bobbing up and down and your wrapping is coming undone ever so slightly. Just the level of detail given to the sprites and all the different situations. It's just so good. And it just makes this game so it just feels whole.
Yeah. That's a great way to put it. Absolutely.
And not just full of holes because you're being shot at.
Oh my gosh.
It's
not wrong.
Aki, why don't you give us the whole picture of your classic maker?
Well, it's perfect that she actually mentioned that at the end there, because for me, the classic maker is the difficulty and just the brutality and unforgivingness of you cannot be hit. If you get hit, you lose a life. Like there's just nothing to it. Like they don't make games like that these days, really.
Right.
Like outside of a few exceptions, you have your Hollow Knights and some of the other more difficult, challenging titles, right? But back in the day, the Contras and all of the old school run and gun kind of side scrolling shooters, they had that feel, and there's nothing like that in today's gaming industry. So it's really neat to go back and be like, wow, this game is unforgiving, brutal, and just a ton of fun.
Yes.
So,
Take my quarters.
Yes.
Okay.
Paul, I don't know if you and I have ever had a discussion over like, do we like the challenge in games or not? I know I tend to, but was that something?
I loved the fact that I could choose easy level and not difficult.
Why didn't we do that? Ugh.
Because we want to play it as it's meant to be played.
The authentic experience.
Play it as the creator intended.
Exactly.
And that's how Francisco makes me play games.
Maybe that's how I beat. That's how I beat the game in a quicker time, because there maybe there weren't as many enemies.
That could be. Yes, that makes sense. Paul. But anyway, was that actually the thing you liked the most?
No.
Oh, okay.
My classic maker ties into what I said about the character designs. You can have great character designs, but the animation and the way the characters moved through all of this, even in the background, it was just very fluid and it matched and it was wonderful. A lot of times you get these clunky animations from these sprites in these games, and this was back before they used computers. Well, they used computers to make it, but it wasn't computer animation.
Before computers? How'd they make a game without computers?
No, but the sprite animation was based on drawing. You could tell the way it was animated.
Yes.
It just has that great cartoony feel.
Absolutely,
and it just emphasizes that the quality of it.
There's like Ashley said, if you get a character close to the ledge, it's not like Sonic where he's like stuck in some animation. It's literally like they recover and they're like out of breath because they've scared to poop out of themselves, basically. It's really cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was just going to add to that I was watching an animated film. I stopped it because it was like it was one of these films from the 70s where it seemed very blatant that they rotoscoped it. I mean, it looked sort of beautiful, but it just wasn't appealing to me. I appreciate so much more because I don't know, what is it, Paul? You over exaggerate things in like traditional animation.
The squash and stretch.
The squash and stretches, yeah, which I feel like give so much more dynamicism, if that's even a word, to animation that we don't get in live action. So, and you got that in this. So, yeah.
But it
totally
was done in a way that is aesthetic. It's not like too much like in the 20s where it's like this rubber hose effect.
Yeah, it's not like Looney Tunes or anything. But
right. But I think this is even better animated than most. Like say anime that's done today as far as the characters are concerned. Just the way they move. They're not as stiff and rugged like that we see. And I know they do that, to save money. They gotta
turn these things out. Gosh.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, the animation in this is top notch.
Awesome. Well, for me, my classic maker for Metal Slug 2 is just overall fun of trying to kill everything without dying. It's tough to do. I wasn't able to do it. Ashley said she did 33 continues, 31,
33.
And I had like 29 or something continues.
You were close, but you fared far better than I did.
So it's not one I would want to play if I'm having to pay for the actual game to play it, but I
already paid for it. Come on.
But it's just so much fun. I really enjoyed it overall. Not that it's a classic, not saying that. I'm just saying it was fun to play. And that's my classic maker. So
it's fun for a tragic game.
Yeah, exactly. Jeez. But those are the things we liked about Metal Slug. We should probably talk about the things we didn't like so much. Oh, but wait. I want to share something else I like. And that would be... Oh my gosh. And that would be Junkyard Juggernauts. The king and queen have disappeared. A warlord is enslaving the land, and their only hope is you and the junkyard. Junkyard Juggernauts is a pixel art-infused adventure tabletop board game for 1 to 4 players designed by Francisco Ruiz. Hey, that's me! You will play as a Mageneer, drafting cards to build the arms and legs of a magic-fueled mech, aka a Juggernaut, before freeing the land and taking on the warlord. With an expected crowdfunding campaign in 2025, you can stay in the know about all the game updates by signing up to our newsletter at junkyardjuggernauts.com.
That's great, Francisco.
Isn't it though, Paul?
How a Juggernaut made from a junkyard would fit into the Metal Slug type of area. But what does Junkyard Juggernauts have to do with the game itself of Metal Slug 2? How is that alike for the game?
I didn't say it was like for a game. It's just something else I liked. I thought we were just sharing things we liked.
Well, of course you like.
Hey, excuse me, princess.
That's too good.
Okay. You're right though, Paul. Let's get back onto the Metal Slug 2 bandwagon with how about some trivia? Would you like some trivia about Metal Slug 2?
Yes.
Awesome. So, Ashley actually alluded to this earlier, but did you all realize the tank you drive in Metal Slug is known as the SV-001? SV stands for Super Vehicle, which increases the player's offense and considerably adds to their defense. So that's the one time where you can take multiple hits before you die, but eventually the vehicle will explode.
You actually have a health bar. Yeah.
Yeah, you have a health bar. Exactly.
Yeah.
Or the camel runs away.
That's true. With that all in mind, though, what is your favorite super quote unquote vehicle from a game or a movie? Super meaning here, like it couldn't really exist in real life. Ooh. You couldn't really have a Kit Knight Rider car do the things it does. But like, what would be? Yeah, I guess that's pretty close, honestly. But what would be your super vehicle that you would love to actually, or what's your favorite? I should say. Let's start with Aki.
Gosh, I wanted to go with Knight Rider, but you already said that, so now I feel like
you can go with Knight Rider. That's fine.
There was nothing like Kit when I was a kid. Like that was my jam. Like
that's awesome.
A smart car that's just indestructible. That was amazing.
Great theme song.
Yeah, absolutely had a great theme song. I just need his watch that goes with it. I have to have the watch.
Oh wait, that's not the theme song.
That's not the theme song. You're this close.
All right,
so close,
but it's upbeat like that.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah. Ashley, How about you?
Well, I'm not going to pick anything from a TV show.
Okay.
I'm going to go with something that I thought was so cool when it came out. I'm just going to go with the airship Fahrenheit from Final Fantasy X.
Ooh.
That sucker is super cool. And even though, we've got like aircraft carriers, we've got all these things that exist in real life, that thing is massive in the game. And I know we've got a lot of airships across the Final Fantasy universe, but Fahrenheit is pretty darn cool. And I think that would be super cool to see.
Awesome.
Mama Peach would love that answer so much. She would be so proud.
Very cool.
It's in my top 3 favorite games. I still have never beaten it. I own it on pretty much any platform it's ever come out on. I think my goal by the time I'm 40 is to beat that game. Just so I can,
Final Fantasy X.
I gotta beat it just so I can just relive that experience because that ship is so awesome.
That's awesome.
Make sure you have an entire box of Kleenex when you do. That's all I'll say.
Awesome. Well, that leaves Paul. What's your favorite super vehicle?
So, for some reason, my mind first went to Wonder Woman's invisible jet.
Okay.
To the Gunstar from The Last Starfighter, and then Millennium Falcon. But you know what I would like more than any of those?
What
is Doc Brown's time machine?
Yeah. The train or the DeLorean?
No, the DeLorean.
Okay.
Baby.
Okay.
Let's hover the craft that thing and let's go.
Yes.
Where you're going, you don't need roads.
Exactly.
That's right.
How about you?
Go. I mean, the Firefly Serenity. I think that's.
Yes.
Yes.
Relief
then it could be a real captain. I mean, I am a real captain.
Self-proclaimed.
Great trivia, Francisco.
Thank you, Paul.
And now that we've all had some trivial fun, let's find out what our one memory that we had from our rad rewinder about Metal Slug 2.
Yes. Cleva Vidal says, what system are you playing it on? The Switch?
And that's not even a memory.
And I think we already all said we played this time on the Steam version of it.
Right.
That would actually be a great Switch title. I didn't even know it was available on the Switch. I might have to pick it up to have it.
I don't know. It probably would be. Something I really would like to get, though, at some point is Metal Slug Tactics. That looks right up my alley, but...
oh, yeah.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Clever.
Metal Slug 2 is available on the Switch.
Oh, okay.
Is it like a digital
I guess if you don't
download?
have a Steam Deck, if you have it on Steam, you have a Steam Deck. That's basically just as good.
Yeah,
if you don't have a Steam Deck, you have a Switch. That'd be a great way to play it.
Absolutely.
It's digital download, yes.
Of course.
Well,
it
yeah.
is.
But it's only $7.99.
That's not bad.
Awesome.
Probably will go on sale at some point too.
We may consider the Steam version.
I was about to say that may be a good deal. We'll find out in this next segment.
Oh boy.
Exactly. I mean, maybe there's good reasons not to buy Metal Slug 2. And let's get into those with our dislike section.
Worst woes.
Yes, our worst woes of Metal Slug 2. And let's begin. I'm going to begin with Paul this time. What's something you didn't like about Metal Slug 2?
I know you guys mentioned about the blood being cartoony, but honestly, I would enjoy the game more if it wasn't. I like,
oh really?
Shoot 'em up. So like fantasy. I don't like blood everywhere. I don't like that goes against me. I wish there was some games you could turn that off. I couldn't find a setting for it to turn it off, but I think it would be more enjoyable a bit for me if it was less bloody.
Okay, totally fair. Ashley, was that something that you wish could have been turned off, or was something else offensive to you about this?
Or more bloody? What's the blood level?
It felt like the perfect amount of blood, to be completely honest. I loved all of the effects there. But something that I didn't like, you know how the POWs would give you items? Sometimes they would give you item upgrades, and they would give you other items and whatnot. The thing that I didn't like, I just thought it was just really off and weird. Towards the end of the game, they started giving you like poo. I'm like,
what was that?
It's like we just saved your life, and you're literally just taking a dump on me.
Yeah, like what?
Terrible.
I don't know what that was about.
It just felt like I just saved your life. You said thank you, and you thanked me with crap.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
What the crap?
one man's crap is another man's manure. You can use that for plants. That's life-giving.
But
stuff
I'm
right
trying
there.
to just
I
run
hate
and gun my way
manure.
through this game. What am I gonna do? It's not like
And you're like
it's not-
monkeys.
be like-
you're gonna fling poo at your
Exactly.
enemies.
Be like
if that was part of the
amazing.
game. Yeah, if you
Give
could
them
do
all
that.
pink eye.
If you could do that in the game, yes, but
throwing poo.
it's not a mechanic, so it's basically like, oh, thanks for the crap.
Yeah,
thanks a
exactly.
lot.
Yeah.
But you can't
Thanks,
even do
guys.
anything with it. If it had a mechanic, maybe, but or maybe you
maybe-
could like set it on fire and go.
Maybe
Yes.
that's the
Flaming
POW
Molotov poop tail.
Oh gosh.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's the POW's way of saying they actually do give a crap.
Oh my.
Because they literally did.
Yeah.
They literally did.
Yeah, not a fan.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
Oh, that would be amazing. Turn into monkeys and start flinging poo at the web.
That
at
now
everybody.
that would have been a cool like
Yeah.
little thing transformation.
That
but-
happens in future games.
Oh, that you turn into a monkey.
Yeah, you can turn into
That's
a
fun.
monkey. Yeah.
Oh, like Goku. Sorry, spoiler.
Oh my goodness. Let's go
That's older
to
than Metal Slug. Spoilers.
let's go to Aki next. Spoil us with something you didn't like.
Honestly, I could care less for the zombie segment in that last tunnel there. It was just weird. It felt really out of
Yes.
place. Like it didn't fit at all with the rest of it. I understood the aliens when we got to the end, but that whole like tunnel full of zombies, like it was just
Yeah.
it was really weird and out of place and it almost
Yeah.
unnecessary in a lot of ways. So,
I feel I'm on board with you, Aki. I think not so much because of the zombies, but just because that level felt so long, just so long. Like especially with the trains that you have to shoot and like just button mash to like destroy, and it starts outside, it goes underground. It was just a bit too long, in my opinion. I would have like
Yeah,
appreciated
absolutely.
if it was shorter, either taking out the zombies or taking out something. But yeah, as
even if it was like a shorter transition segment, that just the length of it too. Absolutely, it was a little bit
yeah. Absolutely. But yeah, and I would agree with you that the zombies didn't fit. Yeah, so that was my first dislike as well. And my second dislike is very much tied to it, so I'm just going to go right into that. And I like you felt like the zombies didn't fit. I didn't feel like the mummy level as I enjoyed the mummy level. I liked the style of it. It felt Indiana Jones. I liked it all. It just didn't seem to fit in this game where we're working our way through different cities and taking out the different, like whether they're terrorists or pseudo Nazis or aliens. Just like
You
this.
didn't think the pyramids fit? Is that what I'm hearing?
The pyramids.
You said
Where
the
was there
pyramids.
Yeah, the pyramids with the
Like the mummies.
That mummy stage.
Yeah, the mummies, but that's underground. I don't remember there being pyramids so much.
They walk into a pyramid and
Yeah,
it's like
we walk
through
into a
pyramid.
Is
pyramid
it?
at the
Oh.
beginning of that stage, yeah.
Sorry, I guess
Yeah,
I fell asleep. No, I just
Yeah, figures.
This game is anything but slow and boring. How could you fall asleep? Unless the sound of machine gun bullets going off just is a nice dulcet tone. And
yes,
lulls you.
exactly. Yeah, the heavy machine gun just lulls me to sleep.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Sounds like the Doom guy dying. That's what that sounds
Almost, yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, so that is my two dislikes.
I think that's the guy on fire with the flame.
that sounds
about
right.
right,
Yeah.
like. Could be.
Let's go back to Aki. What's something else you didn't like?
I kind of agree with Paul. The blood felt a little gratuitous at times.
Okay.
It started off, it didn't seem like it was too bad, but especially like in the zombie level specifically, I kind of was like, that's kind of gross. And then like with the jellyfish the jellyfish aliens that were like just like vomiting their blood everywhere.
Yeah,
and
and all
that's
So
kind
I like seeing all the little worm things still going of their tendrils. I thought it was cool, but yes, that was
kind of
over
neat.
the
But
top.
they like, even though it was green, like I didn't really mind it at first. I was like, oh yeah, this is cool. It's cool, like almost like a realistic war game. Like yeah, stuff's bloody and everything. And then it felt like they kind of took it a little bit too far.
That's
Got
fair.
Too much.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Ashley, what do you feel like was too much for you or too little in Metal Slug 2?
Too much was hearing recycled sound effects because you already talked about
Heavy machine gun.
No, not
Heavy machine gun.
no.
Here's your chance.
That that was perfect. That was perfect. But no.
Okay.
We already talked about how 2 stages felt out of place.
Yeah.
And those two stages, the mummy level and the level with zombies, I was not a fan of those. And they actually recycled several of the sound effects.
Yeah.
They used that spinning sound when the mummies would like I hated that sound.
Yeah.
And the fact that we had to hear it in not 1 but 2 stages with the zombies who were just so gross.
Yeah.
The mummies, they weren't gross. They just, you could kill them very easily and they didn't blow up like the zombies did. But yeah, I didn't like that sound the first time I heard it, nor the second, or all the other times. Ugh.
Totally fair.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, Paul. Paul, what was just okay, or what was less than okay for you about this game before we get to our tragic makers?
It was frustrating that sometimes you think you rescued the POW, and then you see like, oh wait, I didn't, and he dropped something, and I already moved to the right, and I can't go back and get it. It's
Sure.
It was frustrating not to be able to go back and get things that were dropped from before.
I get that. Yeah. Or I got frustrated when they'd be up on a ledge and there's no real way for me to jump up to them. So they just run back and forth.
Have to jump up to go up there.
But I've passed that already.
Yeah, exactly. So you want to go left too. You're like, what is it? Blue Steel? You can't turn left.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Zoolander.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
You're not taking crazy pills.
Oh my!
I thought we
goodness.
left that back in the original Super Mario Brothers, where you can't backtrack. Like
Right.
Yeah, apparently not.
Apparently
Exactly.
not. All these beautiful sprites, you run out of memory. We just have to. We can't reload the old ones.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
If choosing between the two, I would take the beautiful sprites.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, but let's talk about the thing that was the ugliest part about this game for us. Ashley, what's your tragic maker for Metal Slug 2?
I know we talked about this in the like section about how this game is old school hard because it makes you work for it. I don't like how many times I died. I actually abhor it. I'm okay with dying in a game. I'm fine with that, but I am not used to being punished so severely because it is. Yeah, and I played with female characters.
Got hit by a bullet. Dead.
Yeah, they shrieked. They screamed bloody murder when they died.
Yes.
And it was constantly hearing screaming because I died again and again in our first playthrough.
Okay, Paul, we get it.
99 times I died, the equivalent of dying 99 times.
Yeah.
I don't play games like Elden Ring. I don't play games that are going to punish me and push me to the limit. I can't. I just can't. I want to be entertained, and I can never imagine going in an arcade and spending buku amounts of money. And obviously, it seems like so often when we get these ports of arcade games, they change so little, and it's just like, it's a great game. Here, just die unlimited times, but we're going to give you unlimited continues if you want them. Pretty much. But I am not into like self-punishment. I'm like, no, I like having a game that's fun. But I don't like dying so many times. I can't, especially in normal mode. I would expect that from like if I was playing a harder mode of a game. But the fact that the entry level of the game is like, oh, congratulations, you died 99 times. Get good.
What is the game like on harder difficulties? Is it just
I don't know.
I feel like
I'm almost afraid to try.
Yeah, because 99 times I died, and I heard those screams every single time. And sometimes it was just easier to die than try to recoup during certain stages. Like when I was a mummy, I'm like, nope, I'm just going to jump off the cliff. It's just,
or just take another breath to the face. Like, okay.
Yeah, that I would do that too, because gosh darn it, sometimes it's like I just felt like I was doomed from the start to die, and I am not a fan of just intense punishment. It's like playing an NES game all over again. But absolutely. Young Ashley would quit games because it was super hard. We made it through, but my gosh, I don't know that I would do that to myself again. Maybe the answer is easy mode. Maybe that was the answer all along.
No, 99 times.
Very fair though, Ashley. And you know what? Mine is related to that, so I'm just going to go right into my tragic maker. And it's that winter level at the end just feels impossible. Like the other levels, I can kind of see how if you get good.
Wait. Are you complaining that the levels got harder and harder up to the end?
No. I'm complaining that the last level, I don't think you can get through it without dying. I feel like all the other levels you could
the last level.
I feel like all the other levels you could skill your way to not dying, or at least not gain a continue. I don't think that's possible in the last level, and I don't like that. I would like to know that if I just practiced hard enough, I could get to that point where I could get through that last level without a gain a continue. I just hate that. I don't think that's possible. It's just so much is coming at you that, I mean, I guess it is. It might be possible, but I just don't perceive it. So that's what I don't like about that last level. That's my tragic maker. Let's go to Aki. What's the thing you hated most about Metal Slug 2?
Performance issues during critical moments. You're in the middle of a real intense firefight, and all of a sudden the game's running at like 8 FPS. I'm like, man,
it lags.
Wow. Forever ago. Even on like a modern, just the modern port, it still is a struggle bus.
Apparently, I heard that if you play Metal Slug X is a remaster almost of this, and it fixes that. But
yeah. So that makes a lot of sense. So it's definitely for. Go ahead.
Sorry, who picked this game? Like, why did they pick X?
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, it's interesting that there is a remake, and I think that speaks to it was a tragic maker, not just for me, but for a lot of people.
Obviously.
We're not super happy with how the performance suffered in specific moments.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's funny that you say that though, because I'm of the opinion that I almost like the slowdown because it gives me time to think. Okay, what can I do now?
That's not how everyone plays. That's not how everyone plays. You're very
Flash
thoughtful.
and everything slows down.
Yeah, no. And then it catches up.
Unfortunately, that doesn't work because both of yours tie into my tragic maker.
Oh, go for it, Paul.
What I hated, especially, there were times where, okay, you could jump and dodge, but other times there's no way to dodge all the bullets coming at you at once.
In that winter level.
Sometimes I wish you could be like Mega Man and defy the laws of physics. And in midair jump, you can change your mind and do the Mario and turn and fall in another direction. But no, you are committed to that jump. And so you are committed to dying with those bullets coming at you. And I wonder, Francisco, you said you don't think it's possible. You might be right, but I'd like to think okay, it's like you're punished for going in a certain direction to try to attack the bad guys. So maybe if you try, from different angles at different times, you might be able to find a pattern where you don't get hit. I'm hoping it might take you millions of years, like Groundhog Day, to figure out how to do that. But the fact that you are trapped so many times and you cannot dodge the bullet is just
can't dodge the bullet.
The sweet release of death.
And I'll just say, how dare you, Bobo? He says when it slows down, it gives Francisco time to take a nap mid-game. Thanks.
There you go.
For that.
Genius.
And then you play the rest on 2x speed. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay.
Ways to cheat the system by Captain Francisco Ruiz.
This is Metal Slug 2, not Roast Francisco 2. Okay.
That's every episode. You need 200. Actually, no. It would be the Roast of Francisco 322.
Sorry, Roy.
Gosh. Hold on. I don't have time to go to it, but name ain't Roy. Okay. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, now that we've entered all our trajectories into the firing computer, Alice, you have a firing solution for us.
Firing solution complete. Rating salvo armed and ready to fire on your mark.
All right, time to use our salvo authority.
It's time for the moment of truth. Do we rate Metal Slug 2 a classic? We'd recommend anyone go play this game, whether or not they've played it before. A nostalgic, if you've played it before, give it a replay. You'll have fun, just reliving all those past play memories. But if you've never played it before, pass this one by. Do something else with your time. Or do we rate it a tragic? It's not worth anyone's time today. If you've never played it before, keep it that way. And if you have played it before, don't sully any good memories you might have of it with a replay. So let's begin with our guests. Aki, what is your final rating for, you had predicted nostalgic. What's your final rating for Metal Slug 2?
Definitely nostalgic. It is unforgiving. It's for gamers of a certain type.
Mm-hmm.
If you have not played this game, and you are a modern gamer used to modern accoutrements, you probably won't enjoy this game. It's fun. It's great, but it's definitely for gamers that enjoy this specific genre of game.
Gotcha. Very fair. All right, Ashley, you had predicted nostalgic as well. Where did it end up for you?
And nostalgic, it so remains. It was a lot of fun for someone who never played this
Daggers
game.
to my heart.
I know
So
it was
disappointed.
It was so close to being a classic husband. So close. But I
But
can't
rewind to the tragics and
but in good conscience, I can't recommend this to every single person.
I can't. I mean, maybe.
I might
I'm not there yet.
recommend Metal Slug X more so than Metal Slug 2 just because of the slowdown issues and it being unforgiving, and maybe you play it on easy mode. If it were to give it a classic, it would have so many caveats. I can't, because it doesn't have just one asterisk. It would have like 5 of them, and I don't want to unpack all of that, so it's just easier to say it's nostalgic if you, with the caveat, if you like running guns and you're from a certain era, you absolutely play this game. But play X, it's going to be better for you. Fix all of those slowdown issues that all of us saw at least one or more times, probably per stage. And
for your own mental health, play X.
Exactly. But if you're not into like 80s, 90s run and gun games, like seriously, just play like Minecraft or something.
Oh my gosh.
Because not everyone wants to be beaten down.
You know what? Maybe they should be wanting to be beaten down. I'm just saying,
I could never recommend this to our kids. Like this, that would be so punishing to them. And the younger one would probably
why they should play it.
Throw it down and be like, I don't want to play. I'm like, but that's what you get when all you play is Minecraft.
All right. Well, we have 2 nostalgics. And I think we go to our reflux capacitors next and combine your votes together, you all who awesomely support the podcast. But it seems like probably none of you have played this game, at least not played it in the past couple of years, and we didn't get any votes on it. So we are still 2 nostalgics. Paul, you had predicted classic. Where did it end up for you?
I agree that there may be some people who don't really enjoy these type of games. Like if you prefer solitaire, or if you like these like Cooking Mama, or
do you like cribbage?
Hey.
Are you a fan of Rook?
Don't insult Cooking Mama. That's a classic.
I'm not insulting. There are people that really enjoy those types. That's a different type of mechanism.
I bought her that for Valentine's Day back in the day. She loves it. Anyway,
But you know what? I'd still recommend those people try this game. It's a classic.
He's a stalwart defender, man. He's here for it.
Are you a fan of Sudoku? Try Metal Slug 2.
Exactly.
It might punish you. Oh my gosh.
Just a little bit.
All right. So classic for Paul. For me, I mean, I feel like I've already shown all my cards. I thoroughly enjoyed this game. It is a delight to get to play it with Ashley. Again, it sparked the memories of getting to play with Paul back in the day. So, I mean, I gotta rate this classic as well. So I'm
our nostalgic glasses are on too tight, and all we see is classic
because it's a classic game. Great graphics, great gameplay, great multiplayer, great level design. I mean, I don't know, but
great level of death count.
Exactly.
Great memories attached to your first playthroughs.
Okay, that train section is horrible, but everything else.
Train segment's awesome. That's where you fatten up from all the pigs you.
So it separates the men from the boys. That's what that segment does.
But
I'll jump off a cliff.
So what we're going to have to do, is we are going to have to go to our reflux capacitors again, try to get a vote from them, from someone somewhere. All right. Well, yeah, I guess that's a nostalgic from our reflux capacitors. It's not what I would have wanted, but you guys speak and we listen. So thanks to you guys and adding that with Aki and Ashley's vote, we rate Metal Slug 2. The Retro Rewind podcast rates Metal Slug 2 a disputed nostalgic game. We'd recommend if you've played this. Okay. If you've played this before, yeah, pick it up and play again. But if you've never played it before, I don't know. Ashley, what game would you recommend to people who haven't played this before that might still want something like this?
Don't play a run and gun. Go play Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Boy, there's nothing like this.
That game is for everybody. I'm sorry. That game is for
I figured you'd say like Shredder's Revenge or something like that.
No, it's not. It doesn't give you the same feeling.
That was actually, that's where I was going to go. And I know it's different because it's not quite the quote unquote run and gun, but I was going to say Turtles in Time. You need something maybe a little bit more friendly for everybody. Go play Turtles in Time. It's great.
I'll go play it on my Super NT or go play Shredder's Revenge.
There you go.
We've beaten that game too.
Mm-hmm.
Such a good game. All
right. So now it's time to get back to our own time. Good old 20XX.
20XX.
Comsat online, awaiting incoming transmissions.
Feels good to be back, but we wouldn't have been able to travel back to 1998 to begin with if it weren't for our amazing reflux capacitors, namely Deborah Powers, Geek Devotions, Drew of the Cellcast, Ashley Reese. Oh, you're right here. Woohoo! Kennethan, Fabulous Lomax, That's Our Bobo, D. Tungsten, Daryl Hafner, Cool Deluxe, Dustin, He's a Big Deal, Warford, Flux, Redeemed Otaku, in addition to 2 other awesome patrons as well. Thank you all so much for keeping the gigawatts coming. And if you want to help keep us flying and get bonus content for your generosity, head over to retrorewindpodcast.com/support or firejoystudios.com/subscribe to start.
It's time to support the stream and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of gum. Good thing this stream is sponsored by PaulJPowers.com. Hail to the king, baby.
So, Francisco,
yes,
are there any ways to support the show without dying so many times by emptying your wallet?
Actually, Paul, yeah, there is. If you probably enjoyed this episode if you made it this far. So if you aren't driving, tap the share icon in your podcast player for this episode and send to a friend saying, I know you like Metal Slug 2, or I know you like the Metal Slug games, so I thought you'd like this podcast on it.
Cool, and I'll bet they'll thank you for it.
Well, yeah, of course they will.
And speaking of thanking people, we want to give a big Metal Slug hug to Aki and Ashley for supporting us with their thoughts on Metal Slug 2. And
Indeed.
Since I like to go in alphabetical order, we'll start with Aki. And so where can people find you online? Is there anything cool you got going on that people should check out?
Sure, absolutely. You guys can find us live 5 days a week, Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Mountain Time at twitch.tv/Aki and Fam. Aki and Fam on all the socials. We have some cool stuff coming up. I actually just found out about this last night, so I'll share this here. Mm-hmm. We have an officially sponsored Destiny 2 event from Bungie. So we're participating. Awesome. I'm gonna be an official judge for a Destiny 2 competition happening next week, Friday. I think that's April 25th. I got to double check my calendar.
Are you going to rate that nostalgic also?
Classic judges.
He's still bitter.
Yeah. So, Ashley, you also voted nostalgic. How can people...
There's a clear division in the room right now.
Right.
Yeah.
How can people find you online? Is what can they what do you got going on that they can check out?
Well, yeah, you can find me on the platform formerly known as Twitter. At Ashley Ruiz 1186. I like to tweet about all things faith and fandom, and sometimes I do post about nostalgic things. Maybe one day I'll tweet about this, but all good. We'll find me there. Find my tweets.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and thank you so much, Aki and Ashley, and also to Q for having us cover this game. And thank you so much to my awesome friend Paul and all you rewinders, new and old, for another fun voyage. We also want to thank Alutrick for enhancing our music. Find him at alutrick.bandcamp.com or youtube.com/@alutrick. That's spelled ALLOOUTRICK, then the number 8266 for the YouTube. So thank you so much to him. Indeed. And dang it, it's Paul's line.
You're talking over my line, but that's
Sorry.
okay. You have something important to say.
No, I don't. I just got confused.
What's more important than, pauljpowers.com? That's me. You can find all my social media links at pauljpowers.com. You know what's more important? All these other people here. Check them out too.
Indeed. Thank you. Wait. Oh yeah. Jeez, I am just struggling right now.
You're in a lag slowdown like one of those
That's
levels.
right.
Yeah,
That's right.
It's good because it's giving me time to think about how I'm going to dodge this bullet.
Catch up.
Okay. And you can find me on our Discord for show announcements or just to say hi. Join us there at retrorewindpodcast.com/Discord.
This podcast is a proud member of Culture Box, a curated collection of podcasts, videos, and articles that will provide you a balanced meal of content. You will find culture celebrated for its past and future, satirized for its extremes, explored in study, and created anew in story. Point your web browser to culturebox.media.
Start! All right. As the announcer just said, we are now part of Culture Box Media Network. Find all the shows unpacking truth through story, comedy, and geekery at culturebox.media.
Thank you, EXO, and thank you all for listening. We pray you are more joyful today than when you first hit play. But like at Pokemon, we got to catch you all for Superman 2, our next adventure on the Retro Rewind podcast.
Retro Rewind mission complete. Proceed to base to await next mission.
Mission complete.
Are you a POW call?
There we go.
My word.
That's great.